Now to invite the Shadow Secretary of State for Business, Chukka Umunna.
Hi. I have to confess, I did not know about this organisation until Diane told me about it. And look, I'm just not surprised because I think as the previous person said, Diane is just a trailblazer and an icon, and I'm proud to call Diane my very good friend, and I'm not at all surprised that she set this up. Let me just say, I thought I'd just say something very quickly about why I really care about this, and I think that this is so very important. And then, I know this is a non-political, non-party political thing, but let me just say something, a little bit about the politics of it in a non-partisan way. Look, my father arrived in this country in the mid-1960s from Nigeria. You've got any Nigerians? We've got Nigerians here. He arrived here in the mid-1960s with no money, got off the boat at Liverpool, very seasick, had been on the boat for 3-4 weeks, travelling here to come and find his fortune. And he worked his way up from not having anything much to speak of, from washing cars, washing plates in restaurants, that kind of work, which helped fund his further studies in business and accountancy, which then enabled him to set up his own import and export business, which he ran until his death. So he arrived with nothing, but actually, when he left us, had been incredibly successful, and it was business, it was enterprise that drove that. And as in some respects, that's a very typical story of our parents, because we all know this, that you started up your own business because frankly that way you got the opportunities that way back when that other people weren't giving you.
That's right.
And it's a very typical story. So if you like, I think if you look at our different communities, our black communities in particular, entrepreneurship, enterprise is just part of our being. And my father's story, our family story is not unusual. So for me, this is very, very important. This touched my family. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all the different things that my father gave me that enabled me to come and stand here as the first, black member of a shadow cabinet in this country. That is the other side, and I'll go a little bit political. From our point of view as an opposition and as the Labour Party, let's just be absolutely frank, we are the Labour Party. Yeah? It's about getting people into work, prosperity, jobs, happiness, right? 2/3 of private sector jobs in this country are created by small businesses, entrepreneurs like yourself. That, ultimately, is why we are going to care about people who want to engage in enterprise and set up their own businesses. But actually, it's more than that. It's more than that. And I actually think during our time in government, we failed to emphasise this enough. Education, of course, is a powerful driver for social mobility, for people who want to get up and get on. But actually, business is a massive driver for that too. And, we're in the business of social mobility. That is one of the things that goes to the core of what the Labour Party is about. But also, what are all of you doing? You are all setting up businesses, starting a trade in big markets, where there are established market players. And you are challenging those established market players. You are challenging the establishment. And that is what the Labour Party, in many respects, when it was set up in 1918, if you go all the way back to that is what we were about. So that is why we care about you. Now, I don't actually think there is that much politics in this. I mean, the startup loan scheme was mentioned. I'm in favour of that, and there are lots of things that the government is doing. I don't go out of my way to disagree with Liz Cable. I'm quite happy to give the Secretary of State for Business credit where credit is due, because frankly, you're not interested in the whole Punch and Judy shouting stuff that you sit here. You just want us to implement policies that are going to help you get up, get on, and expand your businesses, right? So that is how I approach what I do, and how I approach our policy development, how I approach my constitutional duty, which is to scrutinise what the government does to help you as business people and to make sure that they get it right. But look, I think, and I'll just finish on this, there is a bigger thing going on here. Because the thing that crushes me and crushes my heart is when in my community, and I have one of the largest black populations in my constituency compared to many others, one of the things that crushes me, I see there's so much entrepreneurial talent out there that needs to be unleashed and just locked down. And one of the things that gets me more than ever when you hear about the latest incident of violence which is affecting a small minority of our gang-affected young people is that if you actually look at all the different things, the different skills that the minority who get caught up in that in Lambeth are using, what is it? They have brand names, they're their own fashion labels, they have their own music, but it's all being used for the wrong purposes. So actually what we need to do is to better channel that in the right direction so that they are actually going on to be the next Branson, the next Aliko Dangote. That is what I want for our young people, but we've got to unleash it. And this is why organisations like BWMB are so important, because one of the things that I've found, and I engage and talk with all of our business lobby groups, is they are just not reaching out and really connecting up with this community. I mean, I'm not going to name it, but it was one of the 4 best-known business organisations in this country, and I went and did a roundtable with their businesses in one of our big urban centres. I'm trying not to mention the area because you'll probably be able to go and Google one. But the point is, I went there with one of my assistants from my office. Both she and I were the only people of colour in that room. She was the only woman in the room. And every other person was white male over the age of 40. And it said to me, actually, they do great work, our business lobby groups, but they are not connecting up to the diversity in our communities. And that is why this is so important, Diane, because networking, giving you all the chance to connect up, learn best practice from each other, learn what works, this is invaluable. You cannot buy this, it's priceless. So what I would just say, I mean, it's great, this is your parliament, you're our employers, and so we're on our best behaviour with you tonight, but the most important thing is that you all connect up, exchange details, cards and the rest of it, so that when you're facing that next challenge, that next obstacle, you can just drop a line to somebody here who has had that experience. It's absolutely priceless. So look, I just think this is fantastic. I'm incredibly inspired and to be humbled to be here with you. And I'm just going to promote this, tweet this, back it 1,000%.